Escape the dream. Thanks for joining us today. Oh, are you ready to chill? It has been a day already. I'll tell you what. What's up? Woo! It is definitely feeling like a Sunday. Galactic Empire, thanks for joining. How's it going? Oop, I just dropped my water bottle. Ooh, guess what, Dream? Or yeah, it has been a while, Galactic Empire. It has been a while. Yep. Just had to get over some stuff going on at work. Got those issues all taken care of, and I have a lot of happy uh people I'm helping. Oh man, did you just try to do something cool, escape the dream? Whew. So Dreddy is still alive. Yes. Um, he is very close by. Um, Here we go. Yes, Dreddy is still alive. He is still bisected for easy transport, but he's seen some good games. He's gotten a couple of kills, so he is doing real good. He's blasting heretics and taking names. Yeah, Dreddy's been a very fun, uh, a very fun addition to the Lamenter's army. Oh, Dreddy's not Death Company Snafu. He's a Bastilus Dreadnought. But these minis over here that we were working on last night, these 10 are going to be Death Company. So Death Company intercessors have some very specific rules. You can't have a blend of units that are uh, gun and chainsword like you could with uh, Firstborn Death Company. They have to be either all gun or all gun and or all sword and pistol. So what I did was I've started, because the eventual Death Company Codex, no, the eventual Blood Angels Codex is going to come out probably sooner rather than later. So I want to have a nice, robust lineup of Death Company. The rules as written right now, the ones with the bolt rifles are a better take than the ones with the chainswords and pistols, because at the 75 points that it takes to take a squad, uh, these end up being 5 points cheaper than Primaris Intercessors, and they get free Overwatch. Death Company Intercessors with Chainsword and Pistol still get free Overwatch, which is good, but at their 75 points, they're the same price point as Assault Intercessors. So I think unless you're really micromanaging, well, if you're really lucky and everything goes how you plan it, most of the time, Death Company, no, excuse me, regular Assault Intercessors are probably going to be a better take than Death Company Intercessors with Chainsword and Pistol. Whoa, we're already at 1,000 likes? Oh, that's so cool. Let's see. Winston's asking, Resin Prince? Let's see. No. These models right here are all Games Workshop plastic. This fella right here's a recast though, but he yeah, yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell he's not Games Workshop plastic. Hey Spider Gang, thanks for coming back. It's great to see you again today. Yes, yes. So yes, all these guys are Games Workshop plastic. This fella right here's a recast. I did a video on my YouTube channel comparing three of the big recast, what are they called? Recast providers out there on the internet right now. And yeah, this is one of the three models I use to show off their abilities. Hey, Fancy Russian! Hey, congrats. I'm glad you're painting too. Let's see. Jer is asking, what did I use to create those bases? So, I used two different things to create these bases. This one was the easiest. It's just this product right here. It's called Pro Acryl Red Earth Fine Texture. Oh, Fancy Russian, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So what I do is I just take a little bit of this right out of the pot. Oh, I can't get it open. Yeah, I just opened this right out of the pot and I just spread it on the base like peanut butter. 2K and the camera is gone. Uh, what does that mean? That the camera's not working? Oh, yeah, yeah. I'd like to see some of your sketches later, Spider Gang. I appreciate it. Let's see. Galactic Empire. Does it's a black screen? Ooh, is it? Let's see. Can you see me now? Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, it might be some. Hmm. Sound good. See you in a minute, Galactic Empire. Boner 125. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, okay, gotcha. And that problem. Got it. Let's see. Did I miss somebody's question? Oh yeah, Boner 125 asked, what kits did I use for these minis? So for these Death Company intercessors, I used two kits. I used uh, regular assault intercessors for the bodies and for most of the bits. And I also used bits from Blood Angels Death Company for a lot of the very specific Blood Angels flavoring. Um, let's see. So there's all kinds of different pistols, chainswords with wings and blood drop motifs, and I felt that was a good way to really capture what these different units are able to show off. So, for example, this chainsword with the basket handle of the blood drop and the wing, that's from the Death Company kit. This shoulder pauldron with the uh, Death Company cross and the cup on it, that's from the Death Company kit. This backpack's from the Death Company kit. This head's from the Death Company kit. But the body and the assault pistol are from the. Sorry, I'm trying real hard to think. The assault intercessor kit. However, I did use a few pieces from other kits. For example, this intercessor right here uses the sword arm, the knife arm from the Space Wolf Primaris kit because I wanted a piece that specifically had somebody drawing their knife out of the scabbard. And somewhere around here, oh yes, yes, this unit right here uses a head from a recast of the Mark VI Forge World Blood Angel heads. The reason I used a recast. Oh, and uh, for those in the audience who don't know, what a recast basically is counterfeit plastic. somebody took a Games Workshop design and used their Games Workshop uh, took the Games Workshop design and used their own plastic to duplicate it at home. So this head came in a pack of 10. The pack of 10 heads normally costs $40, but because I got it from this recaster, it came for $8 for the whole 10. Um, I did a whole YouTube video recently about the different recasters that you can go buy from, as well as an outline of whether or not it is something that you feel like, whether or not you want to do it or not. I don't advocate one way or the other for or against recasting, but I want people to be informed and make their own decisions. Whoa! 3,000 likes? That's so cool. Hey, thanks everyone. I appreciate it. But yeah, recasting's just another tool that some people use to make the hobby more accessible to them. I personally find it valuable to get old and out of production units. Like, hang on, let me see if I can find it. Somewhere around here, I have a unit that's a uh, from a board game Games Workshop did in the 90s called Space Hulk. And one of the pieces is a Blood Angels Terminator who's a skeleton and dead sitting in a chair. And if you can't buy this model anymore from Games Workshop, on the rare occasion it even shows up on eBay, it goes for $80 a pop. So when I went to this recaster and saw that they had it, I said, "Oh, how convenient!" Because it was only $10. Then I get the dead Terminator in the chair, and then I'm able to use it as an objective marker for games. Oh, Axe Certified Squat made a funny joke here. Games. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, it's a very timely joke. First, I'll tell the joke, then I'll explain why it's timely. So, Axe Certified Squant says, uh, GW raising their prices. Why do people keep recasting and 3D printing our models? Yeah, that's a good one. Great job, Axe. But yes, tomorrow, June 10th, Games Workshop is raising the prices of everything. Codexes, dice, paint, plastic by 3 to 5%, depending on where you live. So that's probably going to incentivize more people to either buy secondhand uh, through eBay or so from discount retailers. What's that one? Auspex Tactics likes War Portal if you're here in the United States, or 3D printing or recasting. Let's see. Phantom0210 asks, "Oh, thanks for the follow M227. I appreciate it." But yeah, Phantom0210 asks, "How many armies are there?" Suffice to say, lots and lots of armies. There's your regular Space Marines. Then there's four different groupings of Space Marines who basically follow uh, the rule book that Space Marines have for them, but put their own twist on them. So that's five already. They're all. Then there's another group of Space Marines that only hunt aliens. Then there's another group of Space Marines that only hunt demons. So that's up to seven already. Then there's two other armies in the Imperium. One called Sister of Battles, and one called the Astra Militarum. So that's nine Imperial armies right there. Then, oh yeah, one called the Imperial Knights. So yeah, I think Yeah, that's 10 Imperium aligned factions right there. Oh, Boner 125, I did forget Admech. So there we go. That's 11 Imperium factions. Um, and then we have five. Oh, Peter, you're right. Sisters of Silence slash Custody. So that's 12. 12 Imperium factions. Then we have regular Chaos. Then we have World Eaters, Thousand Suns. World Eaters, Thousand Suns. Oh, yep. Emperor's Chapter Funny Man raises a great point. You can't forget people have homebrew chapters as well. I was just thinking specific player rule sets. Uh, yes, in terms of rule sets, uh, there's these 12 Imperium factions that we thought of so far, but each of them have their own, yeah, 12 among humans. But there are many that are personalized each to a player's own thoughts and feelings and playstyle. Like mine, the Lamenters, they're a successor of the Blood Angels, but I play them by Blood Angel rules, even though they are their own independent thing. Let's see, Emperor's Champion, Funny Man, yes. Uh, Iron Warriors and Emperor's Children for Chaos. Then we have regular Chaos. Then we have Chaos Demons. Most people, would look outside and say, hey, that's kind of the same thing all wrapped up, but, they have their own rule set, so that's why I'm counting them here. Let's see, Thousand Suns. Uh, Thousand Suns, the Stinky Boys. What are the Stinky Boys called? The Death Guard. Yes, Flesh Terrors. Uh, yes, they're a lot of fun. Emperor's Champion, Funny Man. Yes, Chaos Undivided. I counted them already. I think I called them Black Legion. Um, let's see. Making Bacon 7176. Do Lamenters get the Black Rage too? They do now. They used to not get the Black Rage, but in the early 2000s, Games Workshop released a book called Imperial Armor, Volume 9, where it outlined the events of the Badab War, or a civil war between two different sides for independence of a sector. The sector didn't want to be taxed, and they said, give us liberty or give us death. And the Imperium said, fine, have some death. And they brutally beat down the rebellious people seeking tax breaks. The Lamenters were some of them. And during that time, Games Workshop said, yeah, uh, Lamenters get the Black Rage, and here's some cool pictures. So if you find the book, I have some free PDFs. You can see pictures of Death Company uh, Marines who are Lamenters. Yes, Emperor's Warder, Emperor's Champion, Funny Man. The official names of the two groups were the Maelstrom Warders. That was the group who didn't want to be taxed, and the Imperium of Man. Yes, Boner 125. Lamenters sure can't catch a break. Now, they don't get the Red Thirst, so even if they go crazy and beat their allies to death, they don't drink their blood. So, I mean, that's a step in a good direction. Yes, escape the dream. If you play Minotaurs, we know exactly what kind of person you are. Yep, yep. Thick Daddy. I wish I knew why my thumbs were so small. They're as big as a Primaris Marine. Nice. Let's see. Escape the Dream, yes. Chaos Demons. They're, I think, the fifth group that we've talked about so far that's aligned with Chaos. Let's see, we already did Black Legion. That's kind of your bog standard Chaos. Thousand Suns. Death Company. No, not Death Company. The Stinky Boys. What are they? Death Guard. Thousand Suns. World Eaters. Iron War. They all have their own rules. Let's see. So yeah, that plus the 12 Imperium ones we already talked about. That's already 17 armies who are all Imperium or who are all human based. Oh, yeah, Chaos Knights. You're right, Boner 125. Chaos Knights does have its own army, so it does count as its own faction. Ooh, yes, Emperor's Champion, funny man. It would be so much fun to have custom Space Marine outfits in Space Marine 2. You can already do that in Space Marine 1. I've already live streamed that a few times. So I know you can already do that. I guarantee that'll be something you can do in Space Marine 2. Let's see. Boner 125 asked, do I paint or play other armies? Well, I started a Death Watch army a while ago. I have like 1,000 points there. I have like 1,000 points in Dark Angels. I also started a homebrew chapter based on Scottish military history. I got a few hundred points in that, mostly just infantry and one Contemptor dreadnought, no vehicles. Yeah, Escape the Dream. You can technically make 1,000 point of just cultists and make it tournament legal. Yeah, and with the new Chaos Codex, there is actually a new uh, a warlord, a warlord you can take for cultists. So, uh, yeah, that's gonna be real cool. Oh, Boner 125. You raise a good point. I totally forgot. I got the launch kit of Leagues of Votan, so I have like 700 points. Um, let's see. So that's not enough for a 1K army, but that is, a substantial tabletop presence. I could do a combat patrol a combat patrol match with, or a 500 point game. Yes, 6-inch pregame move. That is so handy. Uh, yeah, yeah, and the cultists can also do sticky objectives, so that's real handy too. Very, very handy. Oh yeah, Dakota Ham. They are a custom chapter. The one that's based on Scottish military history. They have different sigils, like the Cross of St. Andrew on the Bonnie Blue, the Red Lion on the field on the Golden Yellow, different kinds of sigils and points of history. I spent a long time trying to figure out how I could make the Jacobite Lancers applicable for assault intercessors. Couldn't figure it out, so that's kind of when I stopped. Chris, oh, how do I pronounce your last name? Charbonneau? Yes, Warhammer is uh, a very dense place to try to figure out where to get started. I totally understand. Yeah, I would say that the best place to get started, though, is just to visit a local play store or local game store. Uh, there are officially branded Warhammer stores out there, or you can go over to what are they called? Your local game stores, and there's usually people playing, and just watch, make friends, ask questions. One thing that I really love about the Warhammer community is the fact that everyone's so friendly. Obviously, you'll see some fights online once in a while about oh, this lore element should be different, or I don't like how Games Workshop did that thing. But once you meet people live and in store and sit down, talk to them face to face, They're the friendliest people you ever met. I don't think meeting's a word. Yeah, we all love 40K. You're right, Empress Champion. It's like the hashtag says, a Warhammer community. We're used to being the underdog, so we don't feel the need to step down on other people. Let's see. Hunter Hunter Biden Best asks, can you paint them any way you want for the game? Yeah, you can. My army's primarily yellow. However, these Marines with the black armor are some specialist berserker units. So, uh, I just follow that code of that color schema, because that was already outlined by other people. But if I wanted to make for the one I was making my own from scratch based on Scottish military history, uh, I was all figuring it out on my own based on what century each unit would have represented, as well as different emblems. Like, for example, the Blade Guard veterans had shields from the Wolfen kit that had the lions on them. Well, they had a wolf on them, which I used green stuff to turn into a lion, and I turned it into the classic Scottish red lion on the field of yellow from before the United Kingdom Act. So yes, Seagulls 22. It was very, very blue. Yeah, Empress Champion. 40K is great because you can make whatever you want and it's not overpowered. Yes, Boner 125. And Hunter Biden bets. That's right. There are a lot of official paint schemes, or you can just make one up. For example, these characters I have in my hand from the Lamenters chapter, they do have a predefined color scheme. Uh, that's usually yellow checkerboards or black for these berserker units. However, if you want to make your own stuff wholly from scratch, you can definitely do so. Oh, yeah, here's another example. This right here is a Space Marine using a armor pattern called, or using armor from a chapter called the Mantis Warriors. They were allies of the Lamenters during the Badab War. And Mantis Warriors, like their name might suggest, are primarily lime green and yellow. So, sometimes the color schemes make sense with the names. Sometimes, uh, like the Iron Hands, they're in nondescript black armor, except their gauntlets are either painted silver or they have actual robot prosthetics. Oh, yes, Emperor's Champion Funny Man, the Space Sharks. Uh, yes, one of my friends here on TikTok, Tyberos the Red Wake, he is a big Space Sharks fan. The Karkadons are a very powerful and very cool chapter. But yeah, whatever you want to build, whatever you want to paint, it's entirely up to you. And then you get to put them on the tabletop. And the only real important thing is that you have fun playing them, you have fun painting them. Well, hey, looks like we just crossed in a 4,000 likes. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Yes, Warhammer is a ton of fun. It's a great creative venue. You learn how to paint, you learn some good tactics and logistics and how to command things on the battlefield. And you get all these different fun ways to play, and you make new friends along the way. Oh yeah, Emperor Spears. That is a real cool chapter, Emperor's Champion Funny Man. Yes, awesome Blood Angel successor. I actually have a Death Watch Outrider. What are they called? Yeah, yeah. Like Outrider character who's one of them. So that's a lot of fun. Oh, yes, Escape the Dream, the Black Templars. Black is sometimes a hard color to paint, depending on what kind of highlighting you want to get done. Black Templar traditionally uses blue highlights, but I prefer silver highlights for my Death Company. But they're a very historic chapter with a lot of cool lore behind it. Oh yeah, Empress Champion Funny Man. You could totally make a Bigfoot chapter. You could steal some bits from the Wolf and Space Wolf kit and other Space Wolf kits, and that'd be a real fun way to introduce your design elements. You know, they're Bigfoot. They're Bigfoot aficionados. Hide among the trees. Yes. Oh, that would be scary, all right. Tree combat. There's and that'd be a good one too for him actually because there's definitely a lot of units out there that or a lot of chapters out there that do specialized warfare. The Atlantean spears and the space sharks are great at deep space and ocean combat. You have the Oh yeah, yeah, that's right, Chris Charbonneau. You can actually make your own chapters. Uh, yeah, yeah. See, when you buy a new Warhammer figurine, it comes unpainted. It comes in this gray plastic color. And so what you do is you buy some paints to paint them the color you like. You can make up whatever you want. There's some chapters out there that are silly. Like, for example, there's this group called the Angry Marines, and the joke is that they just go into battle and swear like sailors, and they are. Oh yeah, you can see that their logo here has a frowny face, and yeah, yeah, the Angry Marines. They just go around, they swear, and they fight things, and even though they're a joke chapter that somebody made up, but because the joke is so funny, people keep perpetuating the joke and they make other contributions to it and they make their own figures and then they go play games with their friends as Angry Marines. Yeah, that's right. The Angry Marines Vox channels would sound like a Call of Duty lobby. Sabermass, what's my favorite paint for figures? Um, so my favorite paint, or well, since I played the Lamenters, they're yellow. So my favorite, since they're my favorite chapter, and since I play them, a lot of my paints are yellow. What I do a lot is try different ways to paint yellow. You head on over to my YouTube, you'll see me experimenting. Dr. Mister, thanks for coming on. Zombie 513, thanks for coming on. Sure appreciate you guys making it. Right now, we're just talking about favorite paints. So yeah, if you head over to my YouTube channel, Salem, you'll see a lot of videos and shorts I do about different ways to paint yellow. Hey, Avin, good to meet ya. You'll see a lot of different ideas I have for painting yellow, and I actually got a real big surprise coming up soon. So I found an artist in England who makes the yellowest yellow in the world scientifically. So I bought some of that from him, and I'm gonna be painting some Lamenters, the yellowest yellow in the world. I'm really excited about that. The paint hasn't arrived yet, but as soon as I get it, I'm gonna be making that video pretty soon. Boner 125 asks, "What's the name of this yellowest yellow?" Okay, prepare yourself. It's just called Yellowest Yellow. It's from a website called Culture Hustle. I think that's right. Yes. So that artist, he lives in England. He makes the paint in England, but this Culture Hustle website is where you can actually buy it in the States. It sounds like he has his own vendors in England, but that's his partner for the United States. Yes, Zombie 513. He also makes the whitest white in the world and the pinkest pink in the world. I bought both of those because one of my favorite ways to paint yellow is to do a base of pink, then some white over it. So I'm gonna do two Marines in that. My plan is to do two Marines in that video. Oh hey, other Snoopy 11. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Paladin Ellie is here. Hi Ellie, thanks for joining us today. Ooh, yes, Emperor's Champion Funny Man, Pinkest Pink Emperor's Children. Oh, Ellie, you came just in time. So I bought the whitest white paint in the world, the pinkest pink paint in the world, and the yellowest yellow paint in the world from this guy in England. Once they all get here, I'm gonna make a YouTube video where I try them out. I'm gonna use the pink and white to do an undercoat zenithal. Uh, like this guy right here, and then put yellow paint over it, and then I'll do one that's just white primer with the yellow over it, and then I'll look at the two and compare them side by side. Oh, Dr. Mister, I did know that you can't buy the blackest black in the world, and that's a big part of why this artist is doing it. So this artist in England really hates the artist who developed the blackest black paint in the world. So he's when you buy the paints from him, he says, "I will sell this paint to anybody except this artist who invented the blackest black paint in the world." So, oh, ooh, Zombie 513 has a YouTube channel. We'll have to check it out. He's using some paint to paint some Tyranids. Yes, I want to check that out when I can. But yes, yes, this artist in England will sell his whitest white, yellowest yellow, and pinkest pink to anyone in the world except for this artist who invented the blackest black. Because the artist who invented the blackest black is, let's see, I forget the specifics of their feud, but it sounds like he's not nice. But yeah, I'll be making that video as soon as those paints get here. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Hey, no worries, Zombie 513. It makes sense because, before I got into painting, I watched a lot of videos about how to paint and how to do different things because, I figured if I'm making an investment in my plastic, I want to learn how to do it right. And that's why to this day I still try to learn different ways how to paint yellow. Yes, Emperor's Children Funny Man. The name of that blackest black paint in the world you can't buy is called Vanta Black. This artist in England who has the feud against the guy who makes the Vanta Black actually releases or has his own really black paint that's almost as black as the blackest paint. But oh yes, you're right, Zombie 13. You I definitely watched hundreds of painting videos before I actually started painting. Ooh, Escape the Dream found a way to paint yellow with two paints. Is I'm gonna guess the pink and white undercoat, or is it the brown and white undercoat? Hey, thanks, Making Bacon. I really like how this pink guy turned out. Yeah, so what you do is you put down a pink base, you put white over it, and when you apply the yellow paint, it makes these gradient transitions. So the darkest areas of the model look a little darker, and the widest areas of the model look a little yellower. So it's a nice way to add some depth to the model, kind of like this guy right here. This fella right here kinda has that. I went too dark on the pink and didn't give him enough white. So you can see here on the underside of the model, some of these reds look a little blurred out, a little burnt out. Zombie 513. Oh, here we go. Escape the Dream's yellow recipe is prime white, then use maize yellow, then touch up with acrylic fanatics warp yellow. I've never heard of acrylic fanatics warp yellow. I will have to look into that. I'm excited. I have done uh maize yellow with a flesh wash over it. That's been a lot of fun. Oh, they're all army painter paints. That's awesome. Zombie 513 asks, do I have any other chapters of Space Marine? I do. I have some Dark Angels, I have some Death Watch, and I have some of a custom chapter based on Scottish military history. It's a lot of fun. Yes, Emperor's Children, funny man. The guy in the artist in England who makes the pink, white, and yellow is named Stuart Semple. He seems like a really nice guy. I've been real impressed with everything he's communicated over the internet so far. I'm real impressed with his team from my emailing them, and I'm real excited to paint these Warhammer minis with the pinkest pink, whitest white, and yellowest yellow once they get here. Yeah, seems like a real awesome dude. Alden, thanks for joining us. But yeah, it was definitely it was a fun afternoon learning about all the different artists. Uh, what are they called? Drama. Apparently, the guy who owns the blackest black in the world, Devonta Black, he made the Chicago Bean statue. And some jokes I saw were that, he must not be a good person because he made that darned bean, was the joke I'd read from Chicago natives. Zombie 513 says, I'm planning on doing a character that has gray armor and they can change to any camo coloration. That sounds cool. So they'd probably look like the guys who wear the Eliminator cloaks with the different gray patches. Ooh, looks like Fallout Power Armor. Yeah, these guys kind of do look like the Fallout guys. These beaked helmets look kind of like Frank Horgan's helmet. Yeah, Empress Champion, funny man. A unit based around. Yeah, painting some raptors would look really cool. And you're right, they are both called Power Armor. I actually started a Raptors lieutenant a while ago. So what happened was I bought this lieutenant off of eBay. I didn't realize it already came with with the Raptor logo on it on the shoulder. So I said, "Oh, well, have lemons make lemonade. I'll just paint him as a Raptors lieutenant." And I haven't finished it, but I really like how this green came out. Ooh, Zombie 513. Yes. That sounds like a fun way to make that color transition work. Well, hey, Connor is the best. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's see, Emperor Champion Funny Man says, although Space Marines are all around stronger than people in power armor. Yes, yes. They do have their own power armor, just like Fallout. And somebody was asking me about the Fallout minis game, Wasteland Warfare, I think it's called. I think it's called Wasteland Warfare. And it looks like a lot of fun. Uh, it looks like the models are really fun to paint. So I'm very tempted to pick up some models and use them as, what are they called? Imperial agent proxies. Hey, no worries, Zombie 513. We'll see you back in a moment. He's just running to do something real quick. Yes, Kit Bash the Fallen one with 40k minis. I like the sound of that. Yeah, you could probably make a Frank Horgan real easy with let's see, if he's like 12 feet tall in the game, you could probably modify bits from Gazkul Thraka, file it down, use some green stuff to make his head more smooth. That probably look pretty good. Yeah, Fallout weapons with Space Marines would look sick. Oh, and imagine going in battle with an armature that looks like Liberty Prime. Oh, that'd be a lot of fun using a Liberty Prime proxy as a Knight's armature. That'd be a lot of fun. Delman Trick, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Well, hey, Scarecrow Mini Painting. I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Well, hey, Panda Emoji. Thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Oh, funny man. I think you've just cracked open a good question. Who wins in a fight? Asterion, Moloch, and Tybros versus Frank Horrigan. Ooh. Ah, that's a real tough one. I really could see it going either way. I could also see uh Moloch and Tybros taking it on. Okay, here we go. Let's see. If I guess the catch is we don't have any recent examples of fights between or fighting combat with Asterion and Tybros. The last big thing, well, I guess technically the only big thing Corrigan was in Fallout 2. Uh, he's obviously the king of the castle of the Wastelands, but put him in a 40k setting, um, he could be outmatched. Uh, yeah, Empress Champion Funny Man. I talked myself out of a Frank Horgan win. I am leaning towards an Asterion and Tybros win, very specifically because of their weapons. It's highly likely that Tybros's uh, chain, or what are they called? The lightning claws are thoraxes, and it's incredibly. And Asterion has all the good war gear because uh, he's the Imperium's lapdog. So the High Lords of Terra give him all the fun gear and all the best weapons first. So I think I've talked myself out of the Frank Horgan win. I think I do see Asterion and Tybros taking it. Now, who would win between Asterion and Tybros? I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I have no idea who'd win that one. Yes, Emperor's Champion. Sleep and hunger. Yeah, the Karkadons are a brutal, brutal chapter. Well, hey, Zombie 513, thanks for joining us again. Yeah, we were just trying to decide who'd win in a fight. Fallout's 2 Frank Horrigan or a team up of Asterion Moloch and Tybros the Red Weight. I really thought that Frank would take this one, but I talked myself out of it. I do think that Asterion and Tybros would win. Very specifically, as Emperor's Champion Funny Man points out, due to their war gear. They have some very potent war gear between the two of them. Oh, yeah, yeah, good point, Frank. If he can keep them at long range, yeah, Frank would probably win. Jacob Ham, Horseman for War, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think Frank Horgan would probably. Yeah, yeah, that's a good. If they're meeting in the bunker in Fallout 2, uh, Styrian and Moloch would take it because they're, uh, right there face to face in the hallways. Um, if they're meeting on the open wasteland, Horgan's probably gonna win because he can blast them safely from a distance. Boner125 asks, "What's my favorite army after Space Marines?" Right now, I'd say it's probably the Imperial Knights. I really like the look. Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right. Emperor's Champion, funny man. He could throw his spear, but then that turns into a question of, medium, long range. If uh, they're meeting on the wasteland, and knowing how smart Horgan is, if he can use the wasteland to his advantage to keep him a distance away, because Terminator armor is so slow, he can probably take the win. Hey, no worries, zombie. Do whatever you need to do. So yeah, I'm not. I think Asterion and Moloch would win if they're meeting in the bunker. I think they would lose if they're meeting on the open wasteland. All right, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Oh yeah, good point, Empress Champion Funny Man. Asterian's shield is also pretty formidable too. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it would just come down to raw luck in the heat of the moment. um, he has a shield on his model, and he has a shield in all of his official artwork. I guess your mileage may vary on if it has all the abilities that it does in the books and stuff, but the model has the shield. Granted, the model's also now Warhammer in the Warhammer Legends list, so I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a good point though. What counts as canon? Tabletop stats or book feats? But yeah, Emperor's Champion, yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff with his shield in the different books. So I could see him doing all that stuff. Shields in uh, Warhammer 10th edition are a lot less useful than what they were in ninth and 8th edition. It seems like all they really mostly do is either give a 4+ invul save or one extra wound. Yeah, that's been one complaint with the new Primaris Jump Captain because you can either take one with a Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol, which is good, but the stat line for the Thunder Hammer is the exact same AP -2, Strength 8, all that stuff. But the difference is that if you take the Thunder Hammer, although you get devastating wounds when you hit, you also are restricted to a bolt pistol. So it's like the trade off there isn't very good. Yeah, shields do need a buff. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Dante Elroy. I appreciate it. Yes, shields really do need a buff. The Lion's Shield in Warhammer Ninth was pretty formidable, and it did like this strike back thing. I don't remember what his shield does in 10th edition, but I was unimpressed. Clara, thanks for joining us. We're just talking about shields right now. Suki Dog, thanks for joining us. Yeah, the shields are not as good in 10th edition as they were in ninth. Boner125 asks, why did I choose Marines? I think basically what it came down to, I was attracted to Lamenters and their tragic history and their tragic story, and they just happened to be Marines. If there were an Eldar craft world with a similar backstory and with a lot of bad luck, maybe I'd pick them. Yeah, Empress Child, yeah, Empress Champion. The Terminator armor does really make a difference here for the matchup with Horgan because you know he's already faster than because of the Terminator armor. Two, that's also why I gave them the win in the halls of the base because since the hallways are so much smaller, and since the both of them, well, all three of them are actually all quite large, I figured that's where the Terminator armor would be some of their best asset. But on the open wasteland, Frank can outmaneuver them to his heart's delight. Hey, Roberto, no worries. We're here to learn and play and uh, learn together. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Good point, Empress Champion. Technically, they are all mutants. And that's why a lot of the Adeptus Sororitas do not like Space Marines. Because Marines are mutants. Yeah, Boner 125. Lamenter's lore is so sad. It's so sad. Zombie 513, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us again. I hope everything's going good. Ooh, yeah, 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 that's right, Empress Champion, funny man. Asterion has allegedly replaced most of his body with bionics. There's also a theory, it's just a theory, a Warhammer theory, that they're using some kind of AI to implant Asterian's memories into new people, and that his shoot, what is it? That there's been a lot of different people who've just taken on the moniker of Asterian Moloch, and like either the armor remembers him, kind of like Phoenix Lord armor, or that they're using some kind of computer AI to replicate his memories and his thoughts. It's real grimdark stuff. I hope we get an answer someday. You're right, Boner 125. It is heretical. But because they're the lapdogs for the High Lord of Terra, they would have the tech to do that and the leeway to do it. Who's going to go after the lapdogs? The lapdogs aren't going to investigate themselves. Yeah, the Spartan armor looks really cool. There's actually another chapter out there called the Iron Snakes. They're inspired by Fenian armor. So it's nice to see that we have the Minotaurs representing Space Sparta and the Iron Snakes representing Space Athens. Yeah, Zombie 513. Painting can sometimes be a chore. It's easy to get that burnout sometimes. Sin Dennis, thanks for joining us. Beta. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Yeah, both ends of space grease are represented. That's real fun. Um, are there any other? Oh yeah, the Storm Wardens are based off of Scotland too. What else is there? We have the White Scars based on Mongolia. We have the Ultramarines based on Romans. We have, yeah, so many cool chapters. Yep, Asterion is basically a dictator. Cat Bopo, that's a cool name. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Zombie 513 asks, do I have any other armies other than Space Marines? I do. I have 1,000 points in Dark Angels. I have 1,000 points in Death Watch. I have like 700 points in Leagues of Votan. Um. Oh yeah, and a few hundred points of a homebrew chapter I made, a custom chapter I made, based on Scottish military history through the ages. They're a lot of fun. They're basically the navy blue with the white cross of St. Andrews. The Blade Guard units use modified shields to depict the red lion on the golden field. So something from every bit of military history is represented, except for the Jacobite phalanx men from the Jacobite pikemen from the English Civil War in the early 1600s. That's kind of where my project petered off because I couldn't figure out. Well, my idea was to use the spear arms and shields from the uh, entry level Storm cast Eternals, but it just never worked out. So that's kind of where I ended up dropping. Ooh, Zombie 513 has a friend with 12,000 points in Necrons. That's cool. Oh man, gotta play an apocalypse game with him. That'd be a lot of fun. Just throwing two, just throwing in 10,000 point plus armies at each other. That'd be a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, dropping Hecaton Icos into Fallout. That would be wild. That'd be cool. That'd be crazy, but it would be awesome. Yeah, Zombie 513. 2,000 points in Tyranids. That sounds pretty cool to me, though. I like it. Yeah, 2,000 points is probably well the sweet spot. You're ready for any tournament play. You're ready for big games. You're ready for a lot of big fun stuff at that points level. Oh, yep. The Raiders and Scavers who go after Hecaton would probably be dead pretty darn quick. Ooh, yeah, the Leviathan box. Yeah, a lot of Tyranids in that. That's like a good, what, 800 point list in the box, something like that? Oh yeah, Zombie 513. Yeah, the game is a lot of fun to play. It does take some play time to really learn it good. I still feel like I'm learning it a lot of times, especially when you go to different when you're working with different what are they called? Action activations where I use a Death Company Dreadnought. Uh so it'll charge in a battle app, it'll charge to attack people or shoot back people after it's been shot. And then there's usually units who have their own kind of rules after they've been shot. So then it turns into a mini game of, okay, you shot me, I shot back, but now you shoot me back because I shot you back. And okay, now I take this damage, but because I take this damage, I now have this activation, which means now that I hit you back a second time, you have to resolve this. So it's, yeah, you're right, Zombie 513. It would take a very long time to resolve. Yeah, 1,000 point game being about 3 hours to complete. That sounds about the norm. That sounds about right. Ooh, any Bald Raider versus Blood Angels? Horus? Yes, Emperor's Champion. You got it. The, yeah, Blood Angels have it tough. Oh, you were going against a Thousand Sun army. Oh, yep. Poor Papa Angel. Oh wait, you were playing Tyranids in that game. I remember you mentioning it last night. Yes. Yeah, all of those psychic shenanigans probably would mess with Tyranids pretty good. Did you have any of the fancy new big brain bug? What's it called? The Neurolictor? I think that's what it's called. The Neurolictor. But yeah, that's a big unit. I like the look of it too. Just a giant brain bug. Ready to do some bugging, ready to do some braining, and yeah, big potent bug. Oh yes, you're right, Empress Champion Funny Man. Warhammer lore is extensive and addictive. But that's part of the appeal, the fact that you're investing in a community that has rich lore, has fun uh, history behind it, so you know that it's easy to get invested in because so much has been invested into it in the first place. Oh, good, good. I'm glad the Neuro Tyrant's a good unit. Yeah, it seems like it'd be a good way to shore up some of the big weaknesses of the uh, Tyranid lineup because if there's already that if there's already, there we go. Now I know what I want to say. Because there's already all these different ways to protect and shield your units, but there aren't a lot of psyker units, so that's why the neurolictors are so important. Oh, hey, Zombie 513. I see you just joined us on YouTube. Thanks so much. Oh, yes, Empress Champion Funny Man. Because of the deep, extensive history, that is where you can get all those memes. And I, King Sicarius, definitely agree that a rich, robust literary history can contribute to the appeal of meme creators. Oh, his model is so old. I'm sure he'll get a new one sooner or later, but it's one of those last holdouts of Finecast. Kenneth Winchester, thanks for joining us tonight. But yes, I'm sure even Curious would be frustrated by the fact that his model's still Finecast. Uriel Ventress got his own plastic model like 3 or 4 years ago. I can't believe that Sicarius still hasn't got one. Ah, Sir Knight, thank you for joining us tonight. You have arrived just in time to hear all of our Hey to Sicarius jokes. Ha ha ha. Because as one might expect, Hey to Sicarius was a very hard character to take seriously. He was actually a pretty compelling character in the books about the Damocles Crusade. He was a real character in that. He did a lot of damage to the Tau. He was a very brutal military leader. So he was a lot of fun to follow in that. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You're right, Empress Champion, funny man. Knights in Lore and the what are they called? The Custodes all have very long names because their names are like focused around victories they've had. So uh, one joke is that you can have 10,000-year-old Custodes have a very, very long name because of all the battles they've won. So yeah, it's you don't mess around with Custodes. They are very brutal and fierce. Let's see. Looks like I need to plug in my phone. Give me just a second. Let me plug this into the wall. Wow, I got too comfortable in my chair. There we go. I got myself buried real good. Mm. I'm surrounded by all these cables. It's oof. You wouldn't know it, but I did actually clean this room. Wow. I need to figure. They don't teach you a lot in school, but no, they do teach you a lot in school, but they don't teach you good cable management. Wow. Huh. Took a lot out of me, excuse me. But yeah, cable management is so important. It's nice to keep your desk area clean. Let's see. Zombie 513 asks, Are there any Space Marine units that have Feel No Pain? When any Blood Angel unit led by a Sanguinary Priest gets Feel No Pain up 5. Um, I think Chaplain with Chaplain on Bike, Outrider Chaplain, gives Feel No Pain 4 up. Lionel Johnson and Gilliman have their own, uh, I think, Feel No Pain up. Those are just the ones I can think of top of mind. I'm sure there are more. In fact, I would be shocked if there aren't more, but yeah. Oingo Boingo asks, my favorite chapter, Blood Angels are the coolest to me. Yes, I play a Blood Angel successor called the Lamenters. They're really fun. Yep, very fun unit. Or very fun chapter. Their tragic history and their mindset of perseverance in the face of danger really inspires me as a person to have that same go-getter done attitude in the face of adversity. So that's why I like them a lot. Yeah, you're right. Emperor's Champion Sanguinius has had it rough. Flesh Tears and Angel's Carmine are pretty cool. Zombie 513 asks, do I get my models from the GW stores? Some of them. We do have one in the area, but we have other game stores that are closer. So I'll go to the Games Workshop store for like the free mini of the month and other things. But if I'm in need of specific paint, like say some from the Two Thin Coats brand or Pro Acryl brand, uh, then that's what I'll do. What location do I go to, Zombie 513? Um, I'm not ready to start sharing a lot more personal information where I live today. Maybe someday, but not right now. But yeah, there's one within an hour. So plenty. Yeah, it's a decent drive. But yeah, I'll get there yeah, someday, one day. Adam, thanks for joining us tonight. Tristan, thanks for joining us tonight. Well, hey, appreciate the likes. Thank you. Ooh, yeah, the nearest GW store being in Canada and an hour away. Oof, that's rough, Emperor's Champion Funny Man. I'm sorry. IKEA Monkey, I like your profile pic. And that's a cool name. Appreciate it. Appreciate the like. But man, having to cross international borders, that's pretty wild and pretty cool. Oh, the one you go to has barely any Tyranids in stock. Yeah, that would be pretty annoying. I totally get that. I got the 40K blues. I got the 40K blues. My stuff's not in stock. I don't know what to do. Ooh, Arch Mag. Oh, Arch Magdende. For the Lion. I see we have a Dark Angels player over here. Yeah, Dorn's okay. I'm happy to say that I am not a Dorn player. These, my friend, are Lamenters. They're a Blood Angel successor, notorious for their bad luck. However, I'd rather be an unlucky Blood Angel than an Imperial Fist. Empress Champion Funnyman, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Gas is so expensive now. Ooh, the transport unit for the NIDS is cheapest on GW website. Well, in that case, yeah, that makes sense. Better get it off of there. Yes, for Sanguinius and Ball. Thank you, Archmagende. I appreciate it. Oh, we got Batman here in the lobby. Thanks for joining us, Batman. Ooh, Empress Champion. Yep, driving can be a hassle, especially when gas prices are so high. Ooh, Zombie 513. If you're gonna order it, you need to do it today, because tomorrow, June 10th, Games Workshop announced Games Workshop announced a while ago that as of June 10th, all their prices are increasing by 3 to 5%, depending on where you live. So if you're going to make an online order for Games Workshop, you have you should do it tonight instead of tomorrow because it'll be more expensive tomorrow. Ooh, Mukmuk. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, those price increases are why a lot of people look more at 3D printing, look more at recasting because it's just, well, I mean, it's already an expensive hobby, sure, but it's also no fun to have a price increase. Granted, I will admit, I do appreciate that they gave us like 2 months warning on those price increases. So, yeah, yeah, 2 months ago they let us know. It's just that those 2 months are officially done tomorrow. Phalanx, that's an awesome name. I love military history. I love the Greek phalanxes, so that's an awesome name. Oh yeah, I also just remembered that's also the name of Rogaldorn's flagship. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, Mr. Blue. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. I don't know the words. The words. I learned it from Guardians 2. Ooh, Zombie 513. I don't have any Age of Sigmar armies yet. I'm very interested in the new Skaven models that were shown off a few weeks ago. I can see myself getting some. I can see myself getting some of those new Skaven. They look really, really cool. Let's see. Mr. Blue, what I'm doing right now is I'm slowly working on building some of the new scouts. Let's see. I finished some Death Company Assault Intercessors, Mr. Blue. Um, Eventually I'm gonna prime them black, but I just figured I'd get through finishing building these scouts first so I can just prime everything all in one go. A lot more convenient that way. Let's see. Zombie 513. Yes. Those new lizard models look great. I can totally see myself picking them up too. Someday, one day. It's just a question of, why, when, and why, and how should I start Age of Sigmar when I'm already deeply, deeply invested in Warhammer 40K? Ooh, Emperor's Children Funny Man. Guess what? There's actually two Star Wars miniature games. There's one that's more like traditional Warhammer called Star Wars Legion, where you make and build armies based off of the Empire, the Rebels, the Galactic Republic from the prequels, the Separatists from the prequels, and a mercenary faction led by formerly Darth, now just Maul, Criminal Maul. Ooh, yeah, you've painted some. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, those clone models from Legion look great. The Phase 2 clone armor and the Phase 3 clone armor look Really, really cool. I like no, the phase one and phase two clone armor look really, really good. I like them a lot. Juan, thanks for joining us. Just talking a little bit about Star Wars Warhammer. Yeah, Star Wars Legion is a really fun looking game. I've haven't found a lot of people who play it locally where I live. So, I've got a few units, but I've just never ended up, playing them or finishing them. Yeah, Empress Champion. Yeah, the Krieg are basically as effective as regular clone troopers. Kind of some fancy mobile specialists. Got some good artillery, especially in movie Attack of the Clones. Yeah, their big tanks look really, really nice. The what are they called? The walking tanks. The LAATs, I think they're called. I don't quite remember. Oh, Logan Wade wants a brief explanation of Warhammer. Can do. So basically, Warhammer is a warfare game where you build and paint miniatures based around armies. And these different armies have different ideologies behind them, which determine their combat roles, their military philosophies. Like the ones I play, Lamenters, they're focused on close quarters combat. So a lot of these Lamenter units will go in with pistols and chainsaw swords. So they're a really fun unit. Yeah, they're I like the run up close and hit people, knightly Napoleonic battles. So that's the kind of play style I like. You also have other units that focus more on military ordnance and long distance range combat. Brian Haas, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So that kind of play style is represented through units on the combat board, and then you use military strategy and tactics to take objectives, seize board control, as well as defeat your opponent's army. So it's a really good game. It's a really fun game, and what a lot of people really like too, Logan, is the fact that you can wholly customize your army. So, for example, these two units look fairly similar, but they're different. Uh, but they have different colored armor because they're part of two different, what I'll describe as knightly orders. This knightly order has green and yellow apparel. This one has golden yellow apparel, and their military and moral philosophy determines a lot about them. So you get to paint, when you buy a mini, they come in this gray plastic color, but when you go out and buy some paints and paint them up, they can be a reflection of what you personally value and what you personally like to color. So yeah, it's a real fun game. I highly encourage it. Yeah, and there's all kinds of different factions. As Emperor's Champion Funny Man points out, there's some space Romans. These guys right here I have in my hand are space vampires. Um, Here's a space berserker. Here's a flamethrower tank. Yeah, that's right. It's a tank that shoots fire. So it's a lot of fun. So there's all kinds of different combat philosophies reflected in Warhammer, and the different types of units you bring impact your game style, how you win, how quickly you win, as well as what the big focus is on. So, yeah, it's a really fun game. I highly encourage it. Uh, For example, this flamethrower tank is a lot of fun to bring in a battle. Zombie 513 asks, are knights good to get for a 2000 points game? Well, here's the tricky question. I get this is the kind of answer I give to all kinds of people I work with. It's probably the most frustrating answer, but it is probably the most truthful answer. You ready? That answer is it depends. The reason why it depends is because it depends on what you consider as good. So, knights in a 2000 point army, you're going to get a lot fewer units on the table. So, it's a question of how uh, how you're going to seize objectives, how you're going to fulfill different combat roles. One big thing that some people complain about is that it's hard to take and hold objectives because you have to wholly rely on allied units to get that done, whether that's assassins or subductor squads or voidsmen. You have to rely on a non knight unit to fight over objectives and hold the objectives and stay parked on objectives or jump to the other side of the board to get a new objective while the few knights you have are actually locked in combat. So that's why it's difficult to say, uh, knights are good because at 2000 points because it depends entirely on your play style. Yeah, yeah, Grilby Child. Like the basic knight armature uh, is 150 points. Uh, that's called the knight armature. It has a thermal spear that's like a very heavy meltagun and a chainsaw sword. It's a fairly versatile unit, but it does start off at 150 points. So it can be a very difficult one to decide how you're going to allocate because do you want to go for, if you want to spam different types of armatures, then you only got one knight and somewhere between 7 and 8 regular armatures, and that's your 2000 point army. Um, and the reason you'd want to go for as many armatures is because two knights is about 900 points. The what's it called? The Canis Rex costs what was it? 435 points. The Cerastus Lancer costs 465. So you put them together, that's over 900 points out of a 1,000 point list right there, or 2,000 point list right there. In fact, that's practically unplayable right there for a 1,000 point list. You'd have the two knights and then one ally unit to seize some objectives. You'd have to stick one of your knights on your back objective because knights don't have sticky objectives. And now that I think about it, I don't think any of the Imperium agent units have sticky objectives. So you'd probably be best off with a Vindicare Assassin so it can stay on its one spot and shoot across the board and stick on your home objective so you don't lose it. But then that brings up another problem. Uh, yeah, the 435 knight, the 465 knight, 70 points for a Vindicare Assassin. You have like 40 points left over in your army that you really can't use on anything. The cheapest Imperial Agents unit, I think, is 50 points, the Voidsman. So you have 40 points that you really can't stick on anything to do anything. Let's see. Logan Wade asks, does the Warhammer mobile game, I assume that's Warhammer Tacticus, translate well to in-person games? Yeah, I think I'll agree with Zombie 513's answer, and not really, because you're gonna have a lot bigger armies to play with and manage. Um, the seven or so, the five, six, seven unit squads that you take in Tacticus is a good introduction because you're able to show off and say, hey, um, yeah, here I can plan my combat maneuverability. Here's how I got to think about putting different enhancements on units. So it's a nice gateway, but I wouldn't say it translates well. Oh, Empress Champion Funny Man. That's awful heretical. Say it to my volcano cannon. Ha 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 ha. I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's a good game, though. It is a good game. Probably one of the better mobile games I've played. Oh, yeah, it blows up a demon engine from across the board. I like it. Dakota Helcher, thanks for joining us. Ah, there we go. Sliding up the table. Put that off to the side. Start looking at some of these. Oh, yeah, yeah. Volcano cannons, by virtue of being on a night at all, are expensive. That's just how it is, because, they are expensive. Knights are expensive, so volcano cannons are expensive. Simple as. Dilly DR1, thanks for joining us. Eeg, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's see. Do I know if the Screamer Killer would be good for the Tyranid's Synaptic Nexus stratagem option? Well, I do not know. It is a good question. I don't know the answer to it, but that is a good question. Um, let's take a look. Let's see the Synaptic Nexus stratagem option. Opening up my handy dandy rule book. Is that within a specific detachment? Whoa, we're at 5,000 likes? Well, hey, sure appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, here we go. I got the rules for Synaptic Nexus up now. At the start of the battle round, you can select one of the Synaptic imperatives. Until the end of the battle round, that Synaptic imperative is active for your army, and while a Tyranids unit from your army is within the range, it'll benefit from it. So the augmentations are synaptic augmentation. While this unit is within synapse range of your army, models in this unit have a 5+ invul save. Okay, that'll be great for the Screamer Killer right there, a 5+ invul save. Searching Vitality, while the unit is within synapse range of the army, add 1 to advance and charge rules made for the unit. Oh, yes. Oh, that'll be great for the Screamer Killer. And then last one, Goaded to Slaughter. While this unit is in synapse range of your army, each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack. Oh, here we go. Add 1 to the hit roll. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, well, Zombie 513. To me, it sounds like Synaptic Nexus is a fantastic detachment for the Screamer Killer because all these different abilities will help it in battle, will help it hit harder, and help it hit more. Ooh, Empress Champion Funny Man. Uh, you're right. A Space Marine that is wounded beyond healing is put into a Dreadnought. So here's one that Galactic Empire and I have been painting. It's called a Basilisk Dreadnought. So it shoots really far from across the board. And yeah, because this Marine had been wounded in battle, he is entombed in this walking, talking, shooting coffin. So yeah, he's a real awesome unit. He's done some good work already. And once I officially finish him up, he'll continue to be a great unit on the board. Oh, yeah, you're kind of right, Zombie 513. These guns kind of look like the mech from Helldivers. Yeah, the lore is super interesting, Logan. Yeah, imagine being wounded in battle and waking up as a stompy, shooty robot. Oh, no, well, if a Marine is dead, they're dead, but they have to be like wounded beyond the point of healing to be entombed in a dreadnought. A dead Marine is just a dead Marine. But if they can't recover, then they're put in a dreadnought. So their experience doesn't go to waste. Ooh, yes. Warhammer 40K would be a great fit for a Helldivers collab because there's this unit for the Imperial Guard called Karskins that look a lot like the initial Helldivers armor. There's also the what are they called? Warhammer Scouts. Scout armor looks a lot like some of the different war bond armor. So that'd be a real easy integration right there. Ooh, Emperor's Champion Handyman says that he heard a story where a space marine was placed into a dreadnought and cursed by a ghost of an iron warrior. That's wild. That sounds cool. I like the sound of that. Because he kept a bone and didn't get it cleansed by a chaplain. Oh, classic mistake. Classic Space Marine mistake. Yep. If you're going around stealing bones, make sure those bones aren't cursed. Squid Ink the official, thanks for joining us. We're just talking about cursed bones. Remember, kids, when you say to yourself, should I take home a cursed bone? Make sure to get the bone uncursed first. Yeah, that's so wild. That would be a very unique problem to deal with. I don't know how I deal with a cursed bone. I wonder if GW is ever going to give Gene Coltest Space Marine, but its armor is made of bid armor. Um. Gene Steer Cultist is Space Marine, but its armor is. Oh, okay. Oh, so there actually is a unit called the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, where they have some Tyranid Carapace as some shoulder armor. It looks real cool. Oh, yep, Emperor's Champion Funny Man. It makes sense that it be an Imperial Fist Dreadnought that did it. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up somehow through the magic of the internet an image of the Marine with the Carapace armor. Let's see. Lieutenant space With. Oh, yep. You can only get it in the Leviathan box. Oh, yep. Oh, you already saw the model. Yes. Yeah. Yep. You can only get it in the Leviathan box. I got mine off of eBay because somebody buy, didn't want to keep the whole box. Let's see. For everyone else here in the chat, I'm pulling up a photo. Here we go. Can I zoom in? Yeah, it was just like $10, $11 on eBay because they didn't want to keep the whole box. But yeah, it's got that. Oh, I now realize that you can't see the carapace armor real good. Hang on. Okay, you see it a little better on this guy because he's turned at an angle, the purple armor there. There any other? Okay, you see it a little better in this photo. Yep, no, that last photo was probably the best one. Oh yeah, there was a salamander and a space wolf in there. Isaiah, The Rock 1425, thanks for joining us. Cloud Gaming 108, thanks for joining us. We're just talking about how cheap Warhammer is on eBay. But yeah, seriously, eBay is a lifesaver. eBay's probably the easiest way to get used Warhammer here in the States, because oh yeah, you're right, Empress Champion. If you have a 3D printer, you could print a lot of 40K accessories. I am interested in getting a 3D printer. It's just the whole resin. I'm scared of resin. I'm worried about how everyone talks about you gotta have your area well ventilated, you gotta have this, that bric-a-brac, you gotta have you gotta wear gloves. If you touch uncured resin, it'll cause all these different health issues. I'm like, I just don't feel safe or comfortable doing it. Oh yeah, Zombie 513, good point. The resin would make it hard to clean. Yep, that would do it. Yogurt, I like your profile pic. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, it makes total sense that it would be a pain to work with. Yeah, yeah. Emperor's Champion Funny Man. Check out my YouTube video on recasters. Oops. There's yeah, I do a big breakdown of the different recasting companies. Yeah, there's three really big ones out there right now, and yeah, they're definitely some good ones to know about. Ooh, Zombie 513. That's awesome. I'm excited that you've made some Space Marine, some Tyranid Space Marine armor. Yeah, it makes sense that you need to figure out when you're going to use it. That makes sense. Little Tim Tim. I get the reference. That's an awesome name. Let's see. Zombie 513 asks, are the recasted models made out of plastic or something else? The three that I highlight in my YouTube video are all resin. Yeah, they take the Games Workshop molds and then fill them with resin. Ooh, yes, excellent point, Empress Champion Funny Man. Another great part of 40K is that you can also make lore of your own Space Marines and name them. That is so handy and so much fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely worth it. Well, hey, thanks for the light, J Craft. I appreciate it. Yeah, 40K Doomslayer Caldor Drago. He is a beast. Yeah, he's a very powerful unit. He's definitely somebody you gotta be really careful of. And then Malum Kato from the new video game Bolt Gun. He's basically Doomslayer too. Oh yeah, did you see that trailer that came out yesterday? For Doom the Dark Ages? That looked pretty cool. Do I use sprue glue on my models? Not yet. Let's see, I can get there eventually. I have the Tamiya extra thin cement. I just don't have any of the Tamiya paint thinner yet to make that happen. So I mean, I will eventually, just not yet. Yep, yep. That bright glue you need is the Tamiya extra thin cement. It's definitely a good glue, and it's good sprue glue. Just need to get that other part, the thinner that helps it be more sprue, more liquid than glue. Yes, GW does need to make more Roman shaped helmets for the Ultramarines. That's what people were expecting with the Mark 6 helmets. Instead, we got those weird. face hugger helmets. That was weird. Let's see. Power Gladius when? Oh. Yeah, yeah. Like the last Power Gladius we got was like on the Mark III Space Marine armor. We don't have any on any of the. Yeah. Yeah, the Mark III power armor has some has some gladiuses, but we don't have any on newer Warhammer. That's so weird. We definitely need some power gladiuses. Yeah, you gotta have a gladius and shield to be a legionary. It's kind of a shame that, despite being the big poster boys, they don't have more stuff related to it. 38, 39, 40, 41. Those poor poster boys need some loving. Hey, Golden Bees, thanks for coming back. Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, we're just talking about how weird it is that, despite being the Space Roman faction, Games Workshop doesn't have a lot of stuff to really promote the unique look of Ultramarines. They just kind of paint them blue, slap some blue paint, and then call it a day. Yeah, they should call the Lieutenant Centurions. They should have, in the 30K setting, they had Space Marine Praetors. So it is really weird that they don't carry that forward of 40K. Oh yeah, Centurions could be captains. You could have Praetors as lieutenants. Yeah, that's perfect. So why don't they do it? Yeah, the Ultramarines are definitely overused. You're right, Golden Bees. Oh yeah, the Praetorian Guard, infamous for their betrayals. No fun at all. Or the Emperors. Looking for leg number 40. Hmm. From what I remember, Zombie 513 Gene Stealers are only melee. Gene Stealers themselves, not the Gene Stealer cultists. So that could be difficult. I can double check the rulebook though. One sec. Do. Tyranids. Gene Stealers. Yep, melee only. They don't have any range weapons. I bet you someday, Emperor's Champion Funny Man. It seems like they're gearing up for some kind of schism between Gilliman and the Inquisition. I bet you we'll have some kind of attempted assassination of Gilliman, kind of like Julius Caesar. This time, though, uh, I bet Gulliman would make it out, but that'd be a pretty big way to advance the untrustworthy Imperium getting suspicious of Gilliman narrative that they laid at the very ends of the last Arcs of Omen book. Because they were really upset about the lion coming back. Fancy Russian, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Zugus, thanks for coming by. It's great seeing you again. But yes, I'm calling it. The Inquisition is going to try to uh, take over the Imperium in one day soon. Someday, one day soon. Kind of like if the Emperor had a text to speech. Kind of how Inquisitor Karamazov tried to do a coup of his own. But man, his model is really old. It'd be nice if he got a new one. And then the internet would be filled with cigarette jokes. Ooh, Ultramarine with a skull helmet, like For Honor. Yeah, I remember that game. I heard it was a real good game. I didn't play it, but I heard it was really, really good. What's another good one? Rise, Some of Rome. I heard was also a really good Roman Centurion slasher game. Oingo Boingo, that's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, no worries, no worries. I know how excited dogs can be. Take your time. Can take a few minutes to get them settled. All right, just gotta wait for that to dry. Let's see. Maniacal, I am building some of the new scouts. They're a lot of fun and surprisingly bigger than the old scouts. Yeah, real cool unit. I'm excited for him. It's fun to have some scouts, you know? Oh, I'm painting Lamenters. They're a Blood Angel successor chapter that are primarily yellow. They look like this. So you got the yellow armor, you have the checkerboard pauldron with the heart sigil and blood drop in the middle. Yeah, it's a really yeah, hey, thank you, thank you. It's a really fun model to paint. I love testing out all kinds of different ways to paint yellow and you'll notice this is kind of more of a bright golden yellow, but for this mortar tank, I used a dark and flat yellow. It's a lot more golden. I used some different oils to highlight the center of the tank and then make the edges darker. I used some stickers to do the a really big heart. Ooh, hey, hey, hey! I'm glad you could get almost $1,000 worth of Tyranids for only 140 bucks. That's really cool. Congratulations, my man. Yep, you're right. User 42601384939993. Oh, oh no. Oh, I read it backwards. I tend to lose almost every game because Lamenters are notoriously unlucky in lore. So when I lose, I feel like I'm making meaningful contributions to Warhammer lore. Oh, yeah, Maniacal, that is an awesome deal. And a full Black Templars army for $200? That is a fantastic deal. Congratulations, my friend. That is fantastic. Ooh, Empress Champion Funny Man has a bearded dragon. That's so cool. Congratulations, my man. Luz Rivera, thanks for joining us. We're just talking about tanks right now. Oh, you used to have bearded dragon zombie 513? Oh, being crawled on. That's so fun. Yes. Pets are a lot of fun. I got some cats I'm real happy with. They are adorable. They are as adorable as they are mischievous. Oh, yep. Chaplain Grimaldus. Can't forget him. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Maniacal. I appreciate it. I love talking about Warhammer. I also really like Grimaldus. Have y'all seen that Hell's Reach animation on Hulu? No, on YouTube? Not Hulu. Yeah, it's a real touching story. Yep, very brutal. The guy who made it actually works for Games Workshop now. He did a series about Blood Angels too. Seems like a real awesome guy. What's his name? Richard Boylan, I think his name is. Let's see. 42 and 44. One sec. Hey, Fancy Russian! Happy to see you again. How's it going? We're just talking about Black Templars and good Warhammer deals. Ooh, do I have a preferred white base paint? I do. I do. Um, Hang on, let me finish cutting two pieces off the sprue real quick, and then I'll go grab it. I'm looking for arm piece 42. Ah, here it is. Yes, let me snip this off real quick, and then I'll go grab my favorite white case. Joshua Collins. My favorite chapter? Boom! Lamenters. I love my golden sad boys. And for you, Fancy Russian, the first step in painting them yellow is having a good white primer. Oh, so when I can. Oh, just stepped on a sprue. So when I can spray outside, Fancy Russian, I really like this Tamiya Fine Surface Primer White. The reason I like this is because it lays flat, it goes on smoothly, and so it's really easy to build up layers and build up definition. So this is my favorite white primer. What I like to do is prime, since I'm painting yellow, I like to prime the model pink first, then touch it up with white, kind of like I did for this guy right here. Start with the pink, go with the white, and then I paint the yellow over it so that the model has some dark orange recesses and gives the armor a deeper look to it. Let me move my camera real quick. So yeah, Tamiya Fine White Primer. My favorite for priming white. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh yeah, this yeah, Joshua, these wrist mounted plasma guns are real awesome. They're from a kit called Sanguinary Guard. For this lieutenant, I took the Blood Angels lieutenant body. I took the Blood Angels Sanguinary Guard plasma wrist mount and the Blood Angels Sanguinary Guard power fist. It was a lot of fun. Let's see, Zombie 513 asks, how much longer is the stream going to be? You're probably going to have to leave in a bit. I am probably going to be on for like another 45 minutes. My goal is to get the rest of these scouts built today. Just going about it. I'm having a lot of fun talking to y'all, so I'm putting more attention into talking than building. So maybe 45 minutes. So if you got to get going, no worries. This is simulcasted onto YouTube, so you can catch those last 45 minutes or so on YouTube. Book Boy, thanks for joining us. Rexy Corio, thanks for joining us as well. Rexy Corio asks, any advice for somebody who bought a Custodes and has never built a model or has zero artistic talent? Okay, so Rexy Corio, that is a fantastic question because we've literally all been there. Building and starting your Warhammer army is a process. So I would say don't kick yourself on the art you can't do. Okay, the models I did, uh, see, The models I did 2 years ago look a lot different than the models I do today. It's a learning process, and your models are going to look different because you're going to grow as an artist. The only way you're going to grow as an artist, though, is to do it. To quote Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. To be a good Warhammer painter, you gotta paint. I've been at this 3 years. I feel like my biggest improvements have come over the last year as I've done these videos and painted together with people on stream and gotten advice. So, yes, Zombie 513. I love these streams too because I can talk about Warhammer because we can talk Warhammer, we can talk building, painting Warhammer, we can talk Warhammer lore. So the Warhammer community is built upon friendliness and growth. We come here. Oh, thanks for the follow, Joshua. I appreciate it. And it also goes into what Joshua was saying. We don't get better unless we work together. So yeah, that's my advice, Joshua. The only way to get better is to do it. Don't be afraid of how it looks today. Just be excited for how it'll look tomorrow. Rex Corio asks, how strong are Custodies in 10th edition? That is a great question. So here's the thing. The new rule book, which came out for Custodies a few weeks ago, a lot of people don't like because it made the army weaker in a lot of ways. The catch, though, is at the end of the day, it's a dice game. It's a strategy game. So even if the models are a little quote unquote weaker because some goodies that they had at the start of 10th edition aren't supported anymore, if you're smarter than your opponent and can out strategize them, you'll still win. Let's say you bring a better army than them, you could still lose because of dice rolls. It's all about at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there's a element of chance and the element of strategy. So I try to think of how I can improve myself as a player rather than how strong the unit is or isn't today or tomorrow, because Games Workshop makes all kinds of different changes to armies and rules all the time. So it's more important to pick and build units you like and that support a play style you like rather than chasing the game meta for the next 3 months. For example, here is a unit called an Assault Intercessor. Assault Intercessors have been pretty bland for most of Warhammer, or since their release about 2 years ago. But they're getting a little good right now, which is nice. I just like them because I think they're neat. Doesn't matter if they're meta or optimal or not. I just like using them because I like the idea of armored warriors charging in a battle with chainsaw swords. Ooh, World Eaters, and let me use his guard army, and your Rogaldorn killed a demon prince. Yes, you are absolutely right, Rex Corio, and that ties into that luck and dice element. There's so much of that in there. Let's see. Film Watcher 3000 asks, "Where do I buy these figures?" You can buy them from Warhammer.com. If you do a Google search for Warhammer near me, there's probably different stores that'll have them in your area. Warhammer's been growing as a hobby. There's a lot more stores and outlets where you can buy them. But if you're looking to get started, probably one of the quickest, easiest places to get started would be Warhammer.com. They are doing a price increase tomorrow. So if you do plan on picking up any starter sets or anything like that, tonight would be the night to buy them before they kick off their 3 to 5% price increase that starts tomorrow. Oh yeah, Zombie 513 raises a good point. Ryan's Leapers are a great ambush and strategy unit, or infiltration and stealth unit. Yeah, different units within the same army support different play styles. So really, it's all about what you as a player value as strategic maneuvers. Doofy Doofy, that's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. More DACA. Yes, yes, more DACA. When in doubt, just blow them off the side of the board. Orcs are a lot of fun, I'll tell you what. Can never be too silly. Oh, Cheeseburger Official. That is an awesome name, and that is a good looking cheeseburger. Thanks for joining us. Orcs can be pretty silly, indeed. They are a very silly unit. They can also be brutal, cunning, and scary. So it just depends on the setting and the author. Because there are some games like Orcs, Blood and Teeth, where the silly orcs uh, fight parodies of established Warhammer stuff, like knights with big, long, funny names and things like that. But it's all about, yeah, who's writing them at that moment. But yeah, the orc grind set mindset is definitely something potent. Uh, they certainly feel like they're invincible, and with how they've oh no, wait, no, they lost the Nockman sector to the Tyranids. Yeah, yeah. Well, if they know about the loss in Nockman sector, then yeah, you'd think they'd realize they're not invincible. But are they too proud to care? Good question. Connor Wild, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, all up to You're right, Joshua. All up to speculation on the limits of the orc mindset, because quarks did exist. So could it be that a proud, smart orc like Gazkul Thraka can evolve into a Krork? That'd be cool if they could. If he could. Would be disastrous for all the other factions, but that would be real cool for us as fans. Is GW ever going to do a rehaul of Eldar? They need to. They've actually done more for Eldar refreshes in the last 2 years than literally the last decade. So it's definitely on the right track. Don't know how long it's going to take, but they're at least starting, doing some stuff. Better something than nothing. Oh, yeah, that's right, Joshua. He'll blossom into the beautiful, pungent mushroom he always was. Zombie 513 asks, how long does each edition of 40K normally last? About 3 years. So 11th edition should. So we've just barely had the first anniversary of Warhammer 10th edition. So Warhammer 11th edition, whatever it looks like, should be starting in about 2 years, summer 2026. Hey, certified goofball, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, codexes are very expensive. Like 60 bucks for a book of rules that are mostly outdated by the time they go to print, and most of the rules end up for free online. I like codexes for the artwork, picture, and lore, but yeah, no, I don't like them for $60. And now you get a code with the book for an app that you got to pay $6 a month to use. I mean, if it were just buy the book, get the one-time code, and then you'll be able to get it for the rest of the edition, that'd be one thing. But I gotta pay $6 a month on top of that? That ain't right. That ain't right. Warhammer Weave. Hey, it's great seeing you again. How's it going? Yo, yo, yo. Oh, yeah, you're right, Zombie 513. You can use it for free. You have to use it if you want more than one army build. Yes, I did forget that critical detail. Oh, you add your oh, Joshua Collins, yes. Battle Scribe's a nice one. WH Weave, you had your first Blood Bowl game yesterday. That sounds cool. How was it? Yeah, I used Battle Scribe for a long time too. I still use the free Battle Scribe uh, for quick reference, but I'm mostly using the. It's called. Oh shoot, I forget what it's called, but it doesn't have a mobile app, so I only use that when I'm really list building, so that I can or building out tournament lists because then I gotta print it off and all that. Oh, you won your escalation weave. Your escalation weave. Congrats, WH Weave. Scrub Bob. Excuse me, I choked. Scrub Bob ass. Is this Fallout? No, this is actually Warhammer. It's like Fallout in the sense that it's a futuristic fighting game, but it's more focused on uh like fighting aliens rather than fighting aliens in space rather than fighting mutants on the ground. It's still a lot of fun though. Ooh, 2,000 point league. Congrats, my friend. You sounds like you did great. But yeah, Scrub Bob, Warhammer's a lot of fun. If you like Fallout, you'll like Warhammer. I guarantee it. Laz, thanks for joining us. You're just in time. We got some nice scouts on the way. Do I have any Desolation Marines? I have five that I bought off of eBay, but I haven't built them yet. I got them right at that sweet time when they were the top of the meta and everyone was going crazy for them because of how destructive they are for how cheap they were. But by the time they got to me from eBay, that's when Games Workshop made them 200 points for a squad of five. And I was like, yeah, should have seen this coming. I knew they'd give them a points raise, but I didn't expect to go all the way to 200 points. There was no, yeah, 200 points is not worth it for him. Oops, I forgot a leg. Uh, part number 15. Yeah, Desolation Marines are really cool, but not 200 points cool. Here we go. Leg number 15. It's the BB. Thanks for joining us. You're just in time. We're about to build a cool scout. Debate. The Night Lords are just an edgier version of the Raven Guard. My guy, I want to say you're wrong. I really want to say you're wrong. I wish I could say you were wrong. But man, you're really making a lot of sense there. Let's see, I have three scouts left. This guy and two others. And then it becomes an official painting project. Yep, projects are a lot of fun. They are a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And that's how we get there, just bit by bit. Ah, missed a nub. That's why it's not sticking. The painting will probably be live. Zombie 513. I don't think I can do the priming live. Well, I might, depending on how I can. Like I said, I just moved everything around this Warhammer room, so I just got to figure out a good spot to do the airbrush priming if I'm priming with an airbrush, or good spot to do the priming outside if I do it outside. St. Joseph. This is actually Warhammer 40,000. Uh, I have heard that Wasteland Warfare is a great game, though. I also heard that Enclave's the best. Yeah, that Frank Horgan mini looks really, really good. I'm really tempted to do an Enclave army for Wasteland Warfare. From what I've heard over the last 2 days from the people I've talked to about it, it's sounds like a really fun game. Enclave all the way. Yes. We need to protect Frank Horrigan. No, we don't. He can protect himself. Who's afraid of Horrigan? Horrigan, Horrigan. Who's afraid of Frank Horrigan? Goodness knows I am. He'll snap you in half like a death claw, like a death claw, like a death claw. He'll snap you in half like a death claw. Frank Horrigan's a beast. He'll shoot you in the eye, he'll shoot you in the mouth, he'll shoot you all the way from the north to the south. Frank Horgan, scariest Secret Service agent. Let's see, Zombie 513 asks, does airbrush priming take a while to dry like the rattle cans? Long and short answer, it depends. I don't like that answer, but it is the most accurate answer. It depends. Depends on humidity inside, depends on humidity outside, depends on which primer you're using. Monument Paint's white primer dries pretty quickly, but it also dries pretty thin. If you use Monument Hobby's black primer, it dries thick, which is good, but it also dries longer because it is thick. So, yeah, just takes time. That's all it takes. 78 and 77. Let me look for that. So, yeah, it's just kind of about time and patience and getting it done. Hey, thanks for joining us, Joshua. Yeah, I'll probably be wrapping up pretty soon too, so no worries. You can catch the last few minutes on YouTube if you like. Well, hey, thanks again for joining us, my friend. Thank you so much. Doodlebug for you. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. Well, hey, no worries. I'm on here a lot, so yeah, you'll find me again here real soon. Also, some fun goodies on YouTube if you're ever curious. Oh, gotta stretch my leg real quick. Kalani! Hey, thanks for joining us. Yeah, still going on. Just working on my last three scouts, and then I'll call it a night. Got work in the morning, you know? Yep, scout squads this time. They're coming along pretty good. Just getting there bit by bit. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone, check out Zombie 513's channel on YouTube. I would, yeah, we'll be giving him some feedback on his Tyranids. Let me hurry and subscribe to you real quick so I remember. But yeah, I'd be happy to do that for you, my friend. Let's see, how do I get to. Let's see, here we go. Chrome. Google's so slow. But that's what I get for using Google Chrome. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you do a live, I'll let me know and I'll be happy to watch. Let's see. Here we go. Zombie 513. Aha, just found your channel. And I just subscribed. Yeah, I'll give it a look. Thanks so much, my friend. Nice. Ooh, four red squids. That's an awesome username. I don't know how you got TikTok to accept an emoji username, but that's so cool. Sam Cant. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us. Nice. Operation Akira. Thanks for joining us. I like your username. Oh, yes, good idea. Yes. You need to order that unit tonight because tomorrow it'll be more expensive. Yeah, real not excited about those Games Workshop price increases. Not fun at all. Oh yeah, they'll deliver. They have free shipping over. Yeah, yeah, they have some free shipping options. I don't remember what they are, but they do. And they'll ship it right to your house. You do have the option of picking up at a store if you want to, They won't charge you shipping if you do that. But if you, no, if your purchase is over like X number of dollars, then they'll ship it for free. I forget what that number X is though. Like maybe 50, 60 bucks? Not sure. Looking for piece number 59 and 58. 78 and 77. I know I'll be using those again later. Now I'm looking for piece number 58. This it. So that's 14. Oh, here it is. Do. Nice. Got some little nubs I need to trim. One sec. Nice. Oh, yep. Got to get that knee. Okay, that one looks good. Nice. Very nice. Just coming along real slow. Slow and careful. Hmm. Oh, there's the nub. Hang on. There we go. Nice. I'll tell you what, these scouts are a little harder to put together than Primaris Marines. Create new user. That's an awesome username. Nice. Quiet Monster. That's a nice username. I like it. Let's see. Johnny asks, do I magnetize or just super glue the arms on? The answer is it depends. These units that I'm working on are scouts. I could magnetize them if I really wanted to, but I'm mostly only ever going to take 5 in a game, and this is a box at 10. So I feel pretty safe giving them 5 shotguns and 5 knives, and uh, that'll probably cover it. That'll probably all cover all case uses. Oh, excuse me, 4 shotguns, 4 uh, uh, knives, and then I have one that's got a missile launcher and one that's got a sniper, and that should cover like 99% of case usage because I don't ever foresee a case where I'll have some with where I'll ever wish that I had fewer shotguns or fewer knives. If I'm taking some scouts specifically for shotguns or specifically for knives, I'm not going to want to half commit. I'm going to say I either want to go all knives or all shotguns. Joe Mama, that's a cool name. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I'm glad you got it ordered, Zombie 513. That's good. Let's see, I'm looking for arms 65, 67. Let's see, this isn't it. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you got it ordered. I'm not excited to see how big those price increases are. Well, I mean, 3 to 5%, yes, but there's still some room for some to go on one unit and some on not another. Gavin, thanks for joining us. Oh, yeah, I better give him a head. What's a good head to give? How about this cool looking mohawk? Oops, need piece 69 for the pistol. Ooh, yes. If you do a live when you get it, I would love to watch it. Let's see, what pieces am I looking for again? 65 and 67. There we go. Andrew, I like that photo. Is that your dog? Here's 67. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll happily do that, Zombie 13. Um, how do I do that? Um, There we go. Just followed you. Yeah, I'd love to see that live stream. Let's see, not seeing knife arm 65. Do 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 do. Awesome possum. Thank you, my friend. Well, I'm not seeing knife arm 65, but I'm sure any knife arm should do. Just gotta find one that looks cool. How about 45? 45 looks pretty cool. Nice. All right, well, let's start gluing these down. Nice rack of grenades. Then the pistol holster. Venomous Ducks. That is a awesome username. Woo! I love ducks, and the idea of some ferocious venomous ducks sounds awesome. We better give that a second to dry. Also trim off this little number. Nice. Very nice. Oh, yes. This knife arm looks good. Looks very ferocious, this fella. There we go. Let's stick a little more glue on there. Very nice. Then we'll stick this one on. nice. Very nice. And this ferocious roaring head. Oh, yes, he's an angry looking fella. Weed Plague Doctor. Iron within, iron without. Yeah, those Iron Warriors are ferocious. Nice. It's looking real good. All right. Well, then, let's flip back to the book and we'll try to find those pieces I was missing. Iron Warriors are petty, you say. I mean, I'd believe it. You also got a raw deal from the Emperor. He did not appreciate your craftsmanship. And that ain't right. The Emperor of Mankind is a bad dad. The G in Emperor stands for good dad, which he was not. I like how Jagged Eye sussed out, that he was just really bad at being everything. Let's see. What limbs can I use with one, two, three, and four? Did I put the launch? Oh, yeah, yeah. I already used the missile launcher on this guy. He looks real good. So let's see. I got one knife, two knife, shotgun, shotgun. Here we go. Two knife, two shotgun, one who can be either. Let's put him in the middle. knife, missile, sniper, and sergeant, which I could play as knife. So, okay, let's make this last guy shotgun, because I have two other shotgun scouts in the old body style. So I'll need pieces 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. All right, let's find pieces 7, 8, and 9. Does the kit come with a heavy bolter? It does. I already have a heavy bolter one from the old scout body style. Here's 9, so I need 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Here's 8, so I just need 7 now. And also a cool head. Oh, we'll give him this head. There we go. So I need piece number 7 still. Oh, here it is. Perfect. All right, now we'll start putting them together. Let's see, it's mostly, yeah, that's all the weapons: knives, pistols, chainswords, sniper, launcher, and shotguns. Ooh, I do need a pistol holster actually. Just found it. Perfect. Very nice. So let's start putting it together. Dunk, fill that in. Mr. French Fry. That's an awesome name. Thanks for joining us tonight. I sure like French fries. Let's go ahead and trim that nub. Yes, I do plan on using some of these bits for other scout conversions. Maybe maybe they'd work for some Phobos conversions too. So down there real quick. Do the pistol holster. Nice. Oh, got a little plastic nub I need to trim. Got it. Very nice. Just gotta hold that in place while it binds. And I knocked it off. Oof. Just gotta let that hold for a second and dry. That's sometimes the not fun thing about plastic glue. You gotta hurry up and wait. Let's stick a little more plastic cement there. We just have to let that, man. Oh, Word Bearer's Advocate. Just got the #1 gifter badge. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, these are just normal scouts. I guess if we want to get technical, these are the new scouts, the fancy new ones that came out for Kill Team. Do super glue because he'll be on 1 foot. Ooh, just gotta wait for it to dry. Man. There we go. Let's trim a couple of nubs on his neck real quick. And let's find that. Here we go, the shoulder bit. Trim this nub for it first. And let's try to put it together. Oh, yes, perfect. Sometimes I like taking a look at these weird pieces and try putting it together first before I glue it down, just to make sure I understand how it's supposed to work. Just in case, you know? All right, well, gotta let his feet dry. We gotta let his arms dry. Very nice. Andrew Smithson, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, plastic cement is a lot of fun, but man, it can be slow. Here we go. Here's one of the shoulder pads we'll need for him. Now we gotta look for shoulder pad number 78. Let's see, texture paints. Sometimes. I mostly use the texture paints as a base. So this fine red earth from Pro Acryl, it has this nice earthy texture to it when it dries. So it's great for doing like Martian earth crust or things like that. It's really nice. Otherwise, I tend to try to keep my paint coats for my flat armor smooth. So that's why I'll use airbrush primer to make it as smooth as possible. Right, deep breath. Let's glue this on. Hope it works. Just gotta squeeze it in. Very nice. Oh, that's stuck perfectly. So let's go ahead and stick those last two shoulder pads on. And then a fearsome looking head. Let's see, I think the Scout kit is $65 here in the US. Or 65 tonight, because tomorrow it'll go up between 5 and 10%. Alrighty, there we go. That's a lot of scouts. Ha ha! Oh, sweet. Don't they look nice? All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. This was a fun project. Look forward to doing some more with you real soon. Now that we got a whole heap of pile of units primed or built, it'll be time to get them primed. Well, thanks again, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic evening. Party hard, stay safe, and hope you enjoy the coming week. Thank you all again. Bye.